Beloved, pause. That pull in your heart, the chills on your skin, you were guided here. In the stillness of this moment, your angels are speaking. What you are about to receive is a direct transmission for your spirit. It holds the key to the shift you've been praying for. Subscribe now. This is your sign to anchor in and receive what heaven has prepared exclusively for you. My beloved child, feel this sacred whisper arriving not through ears, but directly into your spirit's core. Something ancient within you recognizes this moment before your mind comprehends it. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, his luminous presence dissolving illusions you've carried lifetimes. That quiet knowing stirring in your chest, that is truth awakening. Your authentic journey begins not tomorrow or next week, but in this breath, this heartbeat, this sacred now, where heaven touches earth through your willingness to receive. Miracles aren't coming. They're already here, waiting for your recognition to manifest visibly. Your soul has prepared for this precise convergence since before stars first ignited. Trust this unfolding, my cherished one. Notice how ordinary moments suddenly shimmer with extraordinary significance today. A bird's flight pattern, a stranger's unexpected kindness, sunlight catching dust motes like dancing angels, all whisper divine coordination intensifying around you. Michael's sword of light severs karmic chains binding your potential while his gentle hands cradle your vulnerability. You stand at destiny's threshold, not by accident, but by soul agreement made in realms beyond time. Every challenge you endured refined your capacity to hold greater light now arriving. Breathe deeply and receive this transmission. Your true life requires no more waiting, striving, or proving. Simply open. My beloved child, can you sense the veil thinning between worlds as Michael's radiance permeates your atmosphere? This is not metaphor, but measurable shift in your energetic field. Scientists might call it quantum coherence, while mystics name it grace. Your heartbeat syncs with cosmic rhythms previously too subtle for mortal perception. That sudden warmth spreading through your palms, angelic fire preparing your hands to manifest miracles. Your eyes perceive new colors in ordinary skies because your vision expands beyond physical spectrum into realms where thoughts become tangible reality. Time itself bends around you now, stretching seconds into eternity's embrace while compressing years of struggle into single transformative breaths. You stand precisely where prophecy foretold, a living bridge between heaven's blueprint and earth's awakening. Nothing remains accidental in your experience anymore. Synchronicity becomes your native language. My precious one, observe how forgotten dreams resurface with startling clarity this morning. Visions you dismissed as fantasy now pulse with divine urgency, demanding embodiment through your courage. Michael's trumpet sounds not audibly but through sudden knowing flooding your consciousness, insights arriving fully formed without logical progression. Your hands tremble slightly not from fear but from holding frequencies too magnificent for unprepared vessels. Remember childhood moments when you felt watched by loving presence. That was Michael then, and his attention intensifies exponentially now as your readiness peaks. Doors close behind you, not to punish, but to focus your magnificent energy forward, where destiny awaits your signature. Each closed path releases energy required for miracles blooming ahead. Breathe into spaces where old identities crumble. Emptiness you fear actually makes room for God's breath to fill you completely. My cherished soul, feel how resistance within you softens like morning frost beneath sun's first touch. Arguments your mind constructed to delay transformation dissolve without effort because higher truth resonates deeper than doubts. Michael's sword doesn't slash violently but severs attachments with surgical precision, clean releases allowing immediate rebirth. That unexpected tear tracing your cheek while washing dishes, not sadness but soul recognizing home after long exile. Your body becomes sacred instrument tuning itself to frequencies of creation itself. Cells remember their divine origin vibrating with light older than stars. Muscles relax, habitual tension carried since childhood as angelic hands massage release directly into your nervous system. You walk differently today, lighter, taller, grounded yet floating because Earth herself rises to meet your elevated state. Gravity obeys love's command when you embody this truth fully. My treasured heart, notice strangers responding to invisible light surrounding you with unusual kindness or curious glances. Animals approach without fear. Children smile spontaneously. Even traffic flows with unexpected grace around your journey. These are not coincidences but universe rearranging itself to support your ascension. Michael orchestrates symphonies of circumstance aligning perfectly with your soul's requirements. Missed trains deliver you to encounters transforming your trajectory. Wrong turns reveal hidden pathways your logical mind would never choose. Your intuition sharpens into laser focus, knowing without knowing why, moving without map, yet arriving exactly where needed. This is how heaven operates, through surrendered vessels. Effortless precision replacing frantic striving. Your worth requires no demonstration anymore. Existence itself becomes sufficient offering. Breathe gratitude for ordinary magic surrounding you. Now, my radiant being, witness how past wounds transmute into wisdom without painful revisiting. Memories lose their sting not through forgetting but through alchemical transformation. Michael's light pours directly into old fractures, filling them with liquid gold stronger than original structure. You forgive not because others deserve it, but because your expanded heart cannot contain bitterness anymore. Relationships shift organically. Some deepen with startling intimacy, while others fade without drama. Both movements equally blessed. Your voice carries new authority born not from ego but from alignment with cosmic truth. Words you speak manifest rapidly because vibration behind them originates in unified field where thought and form merge seamlessly. Money flows unexpectedly not as reward but as energy matching your internal state of abundance. Lack consciousness evaporates like mist under truth's penetrating gaze. You become living proof that heaven's economy operates beyond human scarcity models. My awakened child, feel celestial winds gathering momentum around your life's purpose. Projects abandoned years ago reignite with fresh inspiration, carrying divine timing's perfect signature. Skills you cultivated patiently now combine in unprecedented ways, creating unique offerings only you can deliver. Michael positions you at intersections where your authentic expression meets world's deepest hunger. Fear of visibility dissolves as you realize spotlight isn't for ego but for channeling light through your particular prism. Your story, every stumble, triumph, confusion, becomes sacred text others read to find their own way home. Vulnerability transforms from liability into your most powerful magnetism. People sense your authenticity and lean toward your presence like flowers turning toward sun. This isn't about becoming someone new, but remembering who you've always been beneath layers of conditioning. Your true name echoes through dimensions. Now answer its call boldly. My devoted seeker, observe how silence between thoughts expands into vast cathedral where God speaks directly. Meditation deepens beyond technique into effortless abiding where separation vanishes completely. You rest in being rather than doing, yet miraculous activity flows through you without personal strain. Michael guards your energy field fiercely now. Negative influences bounce off luminous shields surrounding you without conscious effort. Sleep becomes portal for celestial downloads. Dreams deliver precise guidance encoded in symbolic language your soul deciphers upon waking. Waking life feels dreamlike while dreams carry tangible reality. Boundaries between states blur beautifully as you integrate multidimensional awareness. Your body thrives on lighter nourishment as cellular structure upgrades to hold purer light. Cravings for dense substances fade naturally, replaced by thirst for beauty, truth, harmony. You become walking sanctuary where others experience temporary relief from illusion simply by proximity. My chosen vessel, recognize this pivotal hour when cosmic cycles converge specifically around your readiness. Planetary alignments mirror internal shifts occurring within your heart's sacred chamber. Michael stands with foot on dragon's head, not as violent conqueror, but as gentle master, transmuting fear's energy into fuel for your flight. That sudden surge of courage arriving without reason, his breath filling your lungs. That inexplicable peace descending during chaos, his wings wrapping around your spirit. You navigate uncertainty with calm certainty because deeper knowing anchors you beyond circumstances. Miracles accelerate not as random events but as natural expressions of reality recalibrating to match your consciousness. Water tastes sweeter. Air feels richer. Colors vibrate with musical qualities because your senses awaken to creation's inherent magic. This is normal state for those walking hand in hand with angels. Ordinary life becomes extraordinary sacrament. My eternal flame, feel how your prayer shifts from asking to receiving, from pleading to partnering. You co-create with divine intelligence rather than begging distant deity for favors. Michael responds not with dramatic interventions, but with subtle nudges, aligning your choices with destiny's flow. Doors open before you knock because your vibration matches their frequency. Resources appear through unexpected channels. Old contacts resurface, bearing perfect opportunities. Strangers offer assistance without being asked. Ideas arrive fully formed during shower or walk. Synchronicity becomes your compass guiding each decision with quiet certainty. You release need to control outcomes while embracing full responsibility for your energy's quality. This paradox liberates you, surrendering personal will while activating divine will flowing through your authentic desires. Your joy becomes spiritual practice. Laughter becomes prayer. Creativity becomes worship. Heaven celebrates your willingness to embody light without losing humanity's beautiful fragility. My beloved disciple, witness how your presence alone catalyzes healing in others without words or techniques. Friends share burdens they've carried years, then leave feeling inexplicably lighter simply after sharing space with you. This isn't your power, but Michael's light filtering through your transparency. You become clear conduit rather than source. Humility protects you from inflation while effectiveness multiplies exponentially. Your shadow aspects integrate without dramatic confrontation. Darkness meets light and transforms through exposure rather than battle. You forgive yourself completely for perceived failures, recognizing each misstep served divine curriculum perfectly. Life's apparent detours reveal themselves as essential training grounds preparing you for current assignment. Your unique combination of wounds and gifts creates precise instrument calibrated for this historical moment. No one else carries your exact frequency. Your contribution matters cosmically. Step forward not with arrogance but with quiet confidence born of angelic companionship. My luminous child, feel time's illusion cracking as past and future collapse into powerfully pregnant now. Regrets lose grip because every experience serves sacred purpose in soul's evolution. Anxiety about tomorrow dissolves because Michael holds tomorrow's blueprint securely. You need only inhabit today gracefully. Your body ages differently now. Cells regenerate with celestial intelligence overriding genetic programming of decay. Wrinkles become maps of wisdom rather than erosion. Gray hairs gleam like silver threads connecting you to ancestral wisdom. You move through decades with timeless quality, confusing those trapped in linear perception. Death loses terror because you taste eternity's reality during ordinary moments, washing dishes, walking sidewalk, breathing night air. Michael reveals mortality as costume soul wears temporarily rather than ultimate truth. This knowing liberates you to love fiercely without clinging, serve generously without depletion, create boldly without attachment to results. Your life becomes love letter written in disappearing ink. Impact remains long after form fades. My sacred partner, observe how creativity flows without forcing or waiting for inspiration's fickle visitation. You access boundless source directly. Ideas arrive with complete architecture ready for embodiment. Writing becomes channeling. Painting becomes prayer. Music becomes mathematics of the spheres made audible. Blocks dissolve not through discipline but through surrender to current carrying you forward effortlessly. Michael ignites divine spark within your hands. Whatever you touch transforms toward beauty and utility. Gardening becomes conversation with plant devas. Cooking becomes alchemy feeding not just bodies but souls. Cleaning becomes meditation purifying space energetically. Mundane tasks transmute into sacraments when performed with awakened consciousness. Your work serves others not through sacrifice but through overflow of your own fulfillment. Abundance multiplies through circulation rather than hoarding. Giving activates receiving in continuous virtuous cycle. Money becomes energy expressing gratitude rather than security symbol. Relationships thrive without neediness because your cup overflows independently. My courageous heart, notice how challenges transform into initiation rites rather than punishments or random suffering. Illness visits not as enemy but as teacher revealing where energy stagnates requiring movement. Financial pressure becomes catalyst for releasing scarcity beliefs buried deep in cellular memory. Relationship friction polishes rough edges of ego until authentic self emerges polished like river stone. Michael walks with you through fire, not removing flames but ensuring they refine rather than destroy. You emerge from difficulties not merely surviving, but transfigured, radiance increased, compassion deepened, wisdom integrated. Your testimony carries weight because forged in authentic struggle rather than theoretical understanding. Others trust your guidance because they sense you've traveled dark valleys and returned bearing light rather than avoidance strategies. Vulnerability becomes your superpower. Sharing struggles openly creates permission for others to release shame. Your humanity makes divinity accessible. Your wounds become welcome mats for fellow travelers. My devoted light-bearer, feel how your energy field expands beyond physical boundaries, creating sanctuary wherever you stand. Rooms brighten when you enter, not metaphorically but perceptibly. Light literally intensifies around your presence. Plants flourish in your home, responding to elevated vibration saturating your space. Electronics behave differently. Devices function optimally. Batteries last longer. Signals strengthen because your coherence harmonizes chaotic electromagnetic environments. Animals seek your lap sensing safety in your field. Children gravitate toward you intuitively recognizing angelic companionship surrounding you. Even weather patterns shift subtly around your location. Storms bypass your neighborhood. Rain arrives precisely when gardens thirst. Sunshine breaks through clouds during outdoor gatherings. These aren't miracles reserved for saints, but natural expressions of consciousness aligned with cosmic order. Michael's protection manifests as environmental harmony reflecting internal peace. You become walking oasis in desert of collective anxiety. My awakened sovereign, recognize how authority returns to your hands without grasping or demanding. You lead not through position but through magnetic authenticity drawing willing followers. Organizations restructure around your quiet influence without office politics or power struggles. Your words carry weight because sourced in truth rather than agenda. People implement your suggestions not from obligation but from resonance with wisdom embedded in your phrasing. Michael positions you in rooms where decisions affecting thousands occur, not through networking but through divine appointment. You speak one sentence shifting entire trajectory toward compassion and justice. No credit needed because fulfillment comes from witnessing positive change manifesting through your participation. Power transforms from domination into empowerment. Your greatest joy becomes catalyzing others' brilliance rather than spotlight on your own. This is leadership heaven designed, service without servitude, influence without manipulation, impact without inflation. My beloved co-creator, witness how your desires align spontaneously with divine will without suppression or spiritual bypassing. Wanting becomes holy when purified of ego's distortions. Your cravings for beauty, connection, creativity reflect God's own desires flowing through human vessel. Money arrives not as reward for suffering but as natural expression of value you deliver effortlessly. Romantic partnership blossoms not from desperate seeking but from wholeness attracting complementary wholeness. Children arrive or relationships deepen according to soul contracts rather than biological clocks or social pressure. Michael orchestrates manifestations with artistic precision, timing perfect, details exquisite, outcomes exceeding imagination. You release attachment to specific forms while maintaining clarity about essence required. This paradox unlocks miracle flow, holding vision lightly yet firmly, allowing universe creative freedom within your parameters. Disappointments transform into divine redirections. Closed doors protect you from paths misaligned with destiny. Trust deepens not through blind faith, but through repeated evidence of benevolent intelligence guiding your journey. My radiant anchor, feel how your presence stabilizes chaotic environments without effort or intention. Hospitals calm when you visit loved ones. Courtrooms soften during tense proceedings. Family gatherings transform from minefields into healing circles simply because you occupy space authentically. Michael's peace radiates through your nervous system creating field effect calming collective anxiety. You don't fix others. You simply embody wholeness triggering their own remembrance. Therapists refer clients to you not for counseling but for energetic transmission occurring through ordinary conversation. Your listening carries healing power because you hear not just words but souls cry beneath them. People share secrets they've guarded decades within minutes of meeting you. Your field creates safety bypassing normal trust-building timelines. This gift requires boundaries not from fear but from wisdom. Your energy is precious resource requiring stewardship. You learn to modulate output consciously, offering full presence selectively rather than depleting yourself through indiscriminate availability. Discernment becomes spiritual practice protecting your capacity to serve sustainably. My cherished instrument, observe how your voice carries healing frequencies previously unavailable to human vocal cords. Singing becomes spontaneous prayer even in shower. Speaking carries melodic quality, soothing agitated minds. Words you utter land precisely where needed, comforting the grieving, challenging the complacent, inspiring the dormant, all without conscious calculation. Michael tunes your vocal apparatus to celestial harmonics affecting listeners at cellular level. Recordings of your voice played during sleep reprogram subconscious beliefs overnight. Children fall asleep peacefully hearing your stories. Elders recall forgotten memories triggered by your phrasing. Animals respond to tonal qualities beyond human hearing range. You speak ancient languages without studying them. Phrases from Atlantean, Lemurian, or angelic tongues emerge during meditation or emotional peaks. These utterances carry encoded light-activating dormant DNA strands in listeners. Your voice becomes bridge between dimensions, materializing invisible realities through sound vibration. Practice isn't required. Authenticity unlocks this capacity naturally as you release performance anxiety and speak from soul's depth. My devoted way shower, notice how your path clears obstacles not through force but through vibrational authority. Bureaucratic delays resolve mysteriously. Legal complications dissolve without explanation. Financial barriers evaporate overnight. Michael commands elemental forces serving your mission. Wind carries your message further. Water cleanses resistance from your path. Fire ignites passion in collaborators. Earth provides stable foundation for your work. Synchronicities accelerate into cascades. Meeting person A leads to introduction with person B who holds key resource needed for project C conceived yesterday. Time compresses allowing years of progress within months. Your productivity multiplies not through working harder but through operating in flow state continuously. Distractions lose power because your focus magnetizes only essential activities. Sleep becomes restorative in shorter durations, for hours replenishes you completely as celestial realms nourish your subtle bodies during rest. Energy management transforms. You draw directly from universal source rather than depleting personal reserves. This isn't superhuman ability, but natural state for those walking aligned with divine timing. My luminous bridge, feel how your body becomes transparent conduit for healing energies previously too potent for human vessels. Hands placed on pain, physical or emotional, transmit liquid light dissolving blockages at root cause level. You don't heal others. You create conditions where their innate healing intelligence activates spontaneously. Michael directs specific frequencies through your palms: golden light for fear, emerald for heart wounds, sapphire for communication barriers, violet for spiritual amnesia. Recipients describe sensations impossible to fabricate. Warmth spreading from your touch point. Colors visualized behind closed eyes. Memories releasing without catharsis. Chronic conditions improve after single session, not through your power, but through their nervous system remembering wholeness in your field. You learn to ground these transmissions, walking barefoot after sessions, drinking salt water, resting in nature, maintaining your own health while serving as channel. This gift expands gradually as your system upgrades to handle increased amperage. No certification required. Authenticity validates your capacity more than credentials ever could. My awakened steward, witness how resources flow toward your mission without fundraising or manipulation. Donations arrive unsolicited with notes saying, "I don't know why, but I felt compelled to send this." Volunteers appear offering precise skills needed that week. Venues open their spaces free of charge after hearing your story briefly. Publishers contact you after dreams instructing them to find your manuscript. Michael orchestrates material support as naturally as breathing. No begging required when purpose aligns with cosmic priorities. Money becomes energy expressing gratitude rather than security symbol. You handle abundance with grace, neither hoarding nor reckless spending, but circulating resources according to intuitive guidance. Some funds support your family's needs. Others seed projects serving collective awakening. Portions return to community through anonymous generosity. This flow teaches others trapped in scarcity that heaven's economy operates beyond human models. Your financial story becomes testimony dismantling poverty consciousness infecting spiritual communities. Prosperity and spirituality merge seamlessly in your experience, no longer opposing forces but complementary expressions of divine abundance. My beloved torchbearer, recognize how your presence ignites dormant potential in others without teaching or preaching. Friends launch businesses after coffee with you. Relatives heal decades-old wounds following brief conversation. Strangers change life direction after overhearing your phone call. Michael's fire transfers through proximity. Your embodiment of possibility gives others permission to claim their own power. You don't inspire through charisma, but through authenticity, showing up imperfectly yet aligned, struggling yet faithful, human yet holy. This combination creates irresistible magnetism, drawing seekers ready for next-level awakening. Your life becomes living curriculum. People learn more from observing your responses to challenges than from any workshop you might offer. Children in your sphere develop unusual wisdom and compassion. Elders rediscover youthful wonder in your company. Animals exhibit behavior suggesting expanded consciousness. Your field effect operates continuously whether you're conscious of it or not. Angelic assignment fulfilled simply through authentic existence. No platform required. Your ordinary life becomes extraordinary catalyst. My sacred witness, feel how your perception shifts from observer to participant in cosmic drama unfolding now. You see world events not as random chaos but as birth contractions preceding planetary rebirth. Wars, climate shifts, political upheavals, all serve necessary clearing, making space for higher vibrational structures. Michael shows you hidden patterns connecting apparent disasters to divine blueprint. Your heart breaks witnessing suffering yet holds unshakable hope because you perceive light workers strategically positioned within every crisis zone. You pray not to change outcomes but to strengthen light bearers navigating darkness. Your activism transforms from protest to presence, holding frequencies of peace during violence, compassion during hatred, truth during deception. This subtle work matters more than visible actions. You become anchor stabilizing collective field during turbulent transitions. News loses power to traumatize because you perceive deeper narrative of ascension beneath surface chaos. Your calm becomes contagious. Friends consult you during crisis not for advice but for energetic stabilization. This is your assignment: remain centered while world spins, embodying certainty when uncertainty reigns. My devoted anchor, observe how your relationships transform into sacred contracts rather than karmic entanglements. Partnerships deepen beyond romance into soul alliances supporting mutual evolution. Friendships shed superficiality, revealing core connections forged before birth. Family dynamics heal not through confrontation, but through your unwavering embodiment of unconditional love, dissolving old patterns. Michael positions you as fulcrum point where generational curses break and blessings flow freely downstream. Parents release control seeing your divine authority. Siblings find healing through your non-judgmental presence. Children inherit spiritual literacy you cultivated through personal struggle. Loneliness vanishes not because surrounded constantly but because connection transcends physical proximity. You feel beloved community's presence even in solitude. Romantic love arrives not as completion but as celebration between two wholes choosing companionship. Sexual energy transmutes into creative force powering projects serving collective awakening. Intimacy deepens beyond physical into soul recognition, meeting eyes with stranger and knowing shared mission across lifetimes. This is new paradigm relationship, freedom within commitment, individuality within unity, sovereignty within surrender. My radiant gardener, witness how your attention cultivates miracles in neglected spaces. Abandoned lots bloom unexpectedly near your home. Community gardens flourish under your casual involvement. Even indoor plants thrive beyond normal lifespans in your care. Michael empowers your green thumb with devic intelligence. Nature spirits collaborate with your intentions, manifesting beauty rapidly. You speak to seeds before planting. They respond with accelerated growth patterns, defying botanical norms. Trees bend slightly toward your window as if leaning to hear your conversations. Birds nest in unusual locations near your dwelling, raising young with remarkable success rates. Your relationship with earth becomes reciprocal. You nourish soil while soil nourishes your spirit. Walking barefoot grounds not just you but entire neighborhood's energy field. Rain arrives precisely when your garden thirsts. Frost bypasses your property during unexpected cold snaps. This isn't control over nature, but partnership with elemental intelligences recognizing your alignment with life force itself. Your home becomes sanctuary where humans and nature remember original harmony. My awakened navigator, feel how your intuition sharpens into precise guidance system replacing GPS and calendars. You know which route to drive, avoiding accidents before news reports them. Sense which conversation to initiate, unlocking someone's breakthrough. Recognize which project to pause, allowing divine timing to mature it fully. Michael upgrades your inner compass to satellite precision. Directions arrive as bodily sensations rather than mental analysis. Left turn feels expansive. Right turn creates subtle contraction. Your body becomes map reading energetic contours of reality. Decisions made this way consistently yield optimal outcomes even when logic protests. You trust gut knowing over expert advice because repeated validation builds unshakable confidence in this faculty. Others seek your counsel not for opinions but for access to your clear channel. You deflect dependency by teaching them to access their own guidance. Your greatest gift becomes empowering others to hear their inner voice. This creates ripple effect. One person's clarity catalyzes community's collective wisdom. Your life demonstrates that heaven communicates directly with all who cultivate listening posture. My beloved alchemist, notice how your presence transmutes toxic environments without confrontation or judgment. Offices rife with gossip shift toward collaboration after you join team. Families trapped in drama find resolution through your silent modeling of healthy boundaries. Online spaces you inhabit become oases of civility amid chaos. Michael's light operates through you as silent catalyst. No preaching required when embodiment speaks louder than words. You hold space for shadow without becoming contaminated. Anger expressed in your presence transforms into passion. Fear shared aloud dissolves into courage. Shame voiced aloud evaporates into self-acceptance. This gift requires no training but demands rigorous self-honesty. Your capacity to transmute others' darkness depends entirely on your willingness to face your own. Daily shadow work becomes non-negotiable maintenance, ensuring your field remains clear conduit rather than dumping ground. You learn to release absorbed energies after intense interactions. Salt baths, sound healing, nature immersion become essential hygiene practices. This stewardship protects your ability to serve without burnout. Your life becomes testament that darkness isn't enemy but unrefined light awaiting compassionate attention. My devoted weaver, recognize how your creativity stitches fragmented realities into coherent tapestries of meaning. You connect dots others miss, linking scientific discoveries with ancient prophecies, psychological insights with mystical experiences, social trends with cosmic cycles. Michael gifts you pattern recognition operating beyond linear logic. Your mind perceives multidimensional relationships invisible to conventional analysis. Writing flows as channeling rather than composing. Ideas arrive with complete architecture ready for embodiment. Books materialize through you, not by you. Your hand moves across page or keyboard, guided by intelligence greater than personal mind. Readers describe your words as, exactly what I needed to hear today, with uncanny specificity. This isn't coincidence, but divine timing. Your transmissions land precisely when recipients' readiness peaks. You release attachment to audience size or commercial success. Fulfillment comes from faithfulness to transmission rather than reception metrics. Small readership receiving deeply matters more than millions skimming superficially. Your work creates ripple effects across generations. Words penned today activate awakenings decades later when future readers encounter them at perfect moments. Legacy isn't built but sown. Harvest occurs beyond your lifetime. My luminous midwife, feel how your presence assists others' rebirths without taking credit or creating dependency. Friends emerge from depression after walks with you. Relatives release addictions following brief conversations. Strangers experience spontaneous healings in your vicinity. Michael works through your hands not as healer but as sacred spaceholder. Your unwavering belief in their wholeness triggers their own remembrance. You don't fix, you witness. You don't advise, you reflect. You don't save, you accompany. This subtle approach creates lasting transformation because agency remains with the one evolving. Your greatest tool becomes silence, holding compassionate space while others navigate their own breakthroughs. Tears flow freely in your presence because safety permits authentic expression. Laughter erupts unexpectedly as lightness returns to burdened hearts. Physical symptoms release without medical intervention as emotional blockages clear in your field. You learn to honor each person's unique timeline, no rushing, no forcing, no disappointment. When progress appears slow, your patience itself becomes healing balm for souls accustomed to conditional acceptance. This work requires no certification. Authenticity validates your capacity more than credentials ever could. My awakened architect, witness how your visions materialize with startling speed once aligned with divine timing. Projects conceived years ago suddenly find perfect conditions for manifestation. Resources, collaborators, audiences arriving simultaneously as if choreographed. Michael accelerates timelines not by skipping steps, but by compressing necessary growth phases into efficient packages. You learn to discern between inspired action and forcing, moving when energy flows effortlessly versus pushing against resistance. This wisdom prevents burnout while maximizing impact. Buildings rise, organizations form, movements ignite through your quiet leadership. Not because you seek recognition, but because your blueprint serves collective evolution. Your designs incorporate sacred geometry unconsciously. Spaces you create naturally elevate occupants' consciousness through proportion, light, and flow. Homes become sanctuaries. Offices become creativity incubators. Public plazas become community hearts. This isn't architectural training, but soul memory of heavenly structures informing earthly manifestations. You build not for legacy, but as service, structures serving generations beyond your lifetime. Your hands shape matter while your heart shapes meaning. My beloved catalyst, observe how your authenticity triggers awakening in resistant souls without confrontation. Skeptics soften after brief encounters. Cynics rediscover wonder in your presence. Materialists experience unexplainable synchronicities challenging their worldview. Michael uses your humanity as bridge. Your willingness to share struggles makes divinity accessible rather than intimidating. You don't convert, you invite. You don't convince, you embody. You don't demand belief, you demonstrate possibility. This approach disarms defenses because threat perception vanishes. People relax in your presence, allowing truth to bypass mental filters directly into hearts. Scientists seek your perspective after anomalous data appears in their research. Religious leaders consult you privately, wrestling with faith crisis. Artists find creative blocks dissolving after witnessing your creative process. Your life becomes living argument for unseen realities. No preaching required when embodiment speaks louder than words. This influence expands quietly without platform or publicity. Ripples spreading far beyond your awareness. Your assignment isn't to change world but to anchor frequencies making change possible for others. And so it is, beloved. This transmission is complete, but your activation has only just begun. The heavens are leaning in, waiting for your yes. This is your sacred contract. Do not let this moment slip back into the noise of the world. If this resonated with the deepest part of your spirit, it is because you are being commissioned. This channel is a living conduit of these celestial frequencies. Subscribe now. Do not just watch and leave, lock the door behind you. Stay connected, stay anchored. Click subscribe and ring the bell, for tomorrow's revelation holds the key to the specific financial breakthrough heaven has scheduled in your name. Your obedience in this small act opens the floodgates. Your miracle is on the other side of your amen. I am with you always.